What it is, what it do, and how the hell are all of you? With yours truly, Petrov, fucking back with another mother lover. You already know the deal. Grab your smoke, grab your drinking, lock in with your boy, because we back with Biden's bullshit. Now we gonna run it, we gonna see what he got to say, and we gonna break it on down. Now somebody already said dude's a clown. We already knew that.
If you are fully vaccinated, you no longer need to wear a mask. And it seems
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. If you've been fully vaccinated, you no longer need to wear a mask. Let me repeat. If you are fully vaccinated, you no longer need to wear a mask.
you said.
Now, see, I start with this one because a lot of people try to say that Joe Biden is a better speaker than Trump. A lot of people go out on a limb to try to defend Biden from his own gaffe-making machine, his mouth. A lot of people go out on limbs to protect Joe Biden at all costs. And this is funny because right here, he's being, how to say it, a fucking liar. Now we're going to go to the next one. You got to laugh some more. Now right here, Biden saying some more glorious stupidity. Let's see what he got to say, and let's see how y'all feel about it.
Require all federal employees to get vaccinated.
That's under consideration right now, but if you're not vaccinated, you're not nearly as smart as I thought you were.
Are you concerned that the CDC's new mask guidance could sow confusion?
We have a pandemic because of the unvaccinated, and they're sowing enormous confusion. And the more we learn,
I know y'all hear that lighter flick, man. Y'all know it about to get serious. This man not only said it's under consideration that all federal workers need to get the vaccine, but then he tried to say the pandemic is going because of the unvaccinated, when there's plenty of vaccinated people in the hospital right now. There's plenty of vaccinated people spreading the Delta variant, aka Obama's birthday bash. Now, if we want to keep playing semantics and bullshit type word games, then let's at least not point fingers when both sides could be to blame. And I say it like that because I'm not vaccinated, and I'm going to make it clear, I don't care if people know. I really don't. It's no sweat off my ass. But other people, it matters to them. It matters to people that it shouldn't matter to. It matters to people that have no say in what I do or how I do it. It matters to people that have no say in my life, will never have a say in my life, won't have a say in my wife or my kid's life, but yet they're still going to put in their 2 cents as if it's theirs to give, you know? And I say it like that because not all 2 cents is wanted. And I got friends that are vaccinated, and I go back and forth with those jackasses all the time. But for them, I'm not the most hated, and for them, they're not the most hated. We call each other names out of fun and out of gist. We don't call each other names to be mad and get each other riled up. And I'm sure some of those friends would agree with Joe Biden right now and what the bullshit he's spewing right here. And there's others that would be like, whoa, that's kind of wrong. Why would he say that? You know, he's just talking shit. But yet, that's the commander-in-chief, right? That's the guy we're supposed to look to help save the country. One that is literally going to say, you're not as smart as I thought you were if I don't get your vaccine. Well, Joe Biden, I don't think you're as smart as I thought you were 10 years ago. Shit. And I know that's kind of harsh because I'm comparing 10 years ago Joe Biden to now Joe Biden. Joe Biden isn't smarter than he was 10 minutes ago, 10 hours ago, 10 days ago, 10 weeks ago, 10 months ago. That man is fucking stupid. If you look up the word stupid in the dictionary now, I'm sure Joe Biden's face is somewhere around there. Or if you look up sniffing, one of the two. Now, I say it like that because I hear on a daily basis how the unvaccinated are causing such detrimental numbers in hospitals. But on the other hand, when you listen to other news sources and read other news sources and follow more than just your local news, your national news, and you do a little bit of independent work, you come up to a different number, a different conclusion. And that's why I say it could be half and half. But the longer we try to be at each other's throats, the longer this goes on. The longer the vaccinated try to blame the unvaccinated, the longer the unvaccinated try to blame the vaccinated, the longer the vaccinated try to duck their bullshit, the longer the unvaccinated try to duck their bullshit, the longer we sit in this perpetual game of bullshit. And I'm okay with it. But there's others that aren't. I've made it clear I'm okay with fighting the battles knowing damn well I might lose the war. Mama didn't raise no bitch. Ain't no bitch in my blood. And I don't know if there's a lot of many motherfuckers that can really say that in 2021. Now, I know there's 330 million people in the United States. So I'm sure there's a few. But the number, I don't think is growing. Now, us badass motherfuckers that are raising badass motherfuckers will have badass motherfuckers. And those raising beta boy motherfuckers are going to have beta boy motherfuckers. It's just as simple as that. There is no reason to play word games as Biden would do. Now, if you're unvaccinated, you don't have to tell people. They're going to do everything they can to force you to. Everything. Everything. They're going after the military. They're going after the nurses. Healthcare industry. They're going after just about any federal work. Now, in Minnesota, there is a medical exemption and a sincere religious belief exemption. But in New York, there is no exemptions at all. You need to get the vaccine or you ain't getting shit. And I know there's a lot of cats out there that got people that are vaccinated that will do the shopping for them, this, that, the other, if we're not allowed into the stores. But the vaccinated people also have to understand there will be stores that only allow unvaccinated people in. And I say it like that, and as I've said this to vaccinated friends, you have the virus inside of you. You have it inside of you. I don't. I didn't go get the shot. You did. And not only that, one of the people I know has to get the vaccine by September 31st, and then they have to get the flu shot by October 31st. As if they really want to talk about the motherfucking flu nowadays. But when we talk about forcing, that is exactly what they're doing. And I'll keep it 1,000. I don't see a difference in a private company forcing you to get a vaccine or forcing you to wear a mask. I don't see a motherfucking difference. They're forcing you to do something that you may not want to do. They're forcing you to do something that you may not be comfortable with. They're forcing you to do something that you may find unhealthy for your own body. And as for as many people scream pro-choice, when it comes to these things and it comes to a choice, they act like a bunch of bitches. Got no problem aborting a 9-month-old baby. But you got a problem if old Timmy doesn't want to rock a mask and doesn't want to get that shit shat. You know what I mean? Let's keep it a buck. Now listen to this.
Question on Israel before you drive away.
No, you can't.
We're going to pause it. This person asked, can we ask you a question about Israel real quick? He says, no, you can't. Not unless you get in front of the car as I step on it. If this was a Republican that made this comment, there would be the FBI on their ass and every other alphabet gang that possibly could have something to motherfucking say. Gaff? My ass. That's not a fucking gaff. You're threatening to hit someone with a fucking motor vehicle. And let's keep it 100. How does Joe Biden have a motherfucking driver's license? This motherfucker can't form a sentence off of his Adderall. Outside of a script. Outside of, I can't tell you anything. They'll get mad at me looking ass. Because isn't that what he says? How the fuck is he driving? How the fuck can he get away with making a threat? How the fuck is that okay? And why the fuck could a reporter not ask a question about Israel? It's real funny how Joe Biden does things.
Not unless you get in front of the car as I step on it. I'm only teasing. Okay, here we go. You ready?
Mr. President, can I ask you a quick question on Israel before you drive away?
No, you can't.
You are going.
Now, I say it like that, the way I say it, because you can even see this man is getting ready. He's like, you all ready? All his shit's planned. This man knows the questions he's going to answer, got the answers. That's why that reporter's like, can I ask you a question? He's like, no. Because you didn't run it past my team first. And no, I don't have good answers. But this is the guy we got. This is the guy that people put in play. This is the guy that people put in charge. And they wonder why motherfuckers don't let up off their asses. As I've said before, and I'm going to keep saying it. The way the left treated Trump, and Trump was a piece of shit, a bad guy, this, that, the other, my brother. Trump was all that in a bag of chips. You held him to every motherfucking standard, good, bad, and ugly. I'm going to hold Biden to the same. And his supporters, just as the radical left did to Trump supporters. So when it comes to the loss of life in Afghanistan, God, pray for those families. Be with those families. That's on Biden. That's on Kamala. That's on the Biden administration and the Biden voters. And all the blood that will be spilt in Afghanistan is on you motherfuckers. And there's no way you're going to duck that or dodge that. Your man pulled out way quicker than he should have. He done fucked up the whole game because he didn't like Trump. And he done screwed the motherfucking pooch. And you motherfuckers think it's all great and good as long as you get something out of the deal. Y'all a bunch of motherfucking salty spittoon looking motherfucking animals. Because at the end of the day, the shit y'all let Biden get away with is some animal type shit. Let's keep it 1,000.
To run for re-election in 2024. You haven't set up a re-election campaign yet, as your predecessor had by this time.
My predecessor needed to. My predecessor. Oh God, I miss him.
Now let's be honest. Let me ask you a question. You think Biden's going to run again in 2024? Do you think Biden has a chance of winning in 2024 even if Trump doesn't win? And even if he doesn't run. And the funniest thing is he goes, God, I miss him. And the one thing is Biden's right. Trump never quit. The reporter's right. Trump never really quit campaigning. That man was campaigning the entire time. And it was still rigged against him. Funny how that works, isn't it? Now, that being said, Biden knows full well he ain't going to finish out these 4 years very happily. And if he does, he ain't going to run again because there's no chance he's going to win. All the people that voted for him this time around to get him in, he lied to them. That hashtag Biden remorse, that wasn't a joke. That actually happened on multiple sites. And how does that hashtag grow? When thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people share that shit. Especially when it's on Twitter, Facebook. It ain't one of them smaller sites where it's only got to get shared, 500 times for it to pop. This shit has to get shared thousands of times for it to pop. And it did.
You decided whether you are going to care if you're Christian.
And now this is one of the ugliest humans in the world. Anna fucking Kasparian. Her and the Young Turks really don't do anything of value. And I really don't want to play this just for the fact of how annoying she really sounds. But I'm going to play a little bit of it until I just can't handle the bitch. But to blame Christianity for certain things and not Islam or Catholicism or Judaism or Hinduism or Buddhism. To just blame Christianity, just to single that one out, is some bullshit.
In fact, I will fight for you to have your religious liberty and practice your Christianity. I believe in that. I
She's
don't believe in Christianity, which means that you do not get to dictate the way I live my life based on your religion. I don't care what the Bible says. You have every right in the world. All those women who identify with your religion have every right in the world to not get an abortion, to not take birth control, but they do not have the right to dictate my life and what I decide to do with my body.
And I will agree with that. That's true. But I will always stand on the side of the taxpayer. We do not need to pay for that. If you're willing to lay down and have sex and do the deed and know damn well it could create a baby, then you know damn well then you should have to pay for that motherfucking baby. And that includes if you don't want the motherfucking baby. I think abortion's wrong. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's good. I think every circumstance is different. I think every situation is different. I think if you're raped or molested or, I think those are extremely different circumstances. And I can't imagine what it would be like to have to, have that baby grow. I can't imagine what that feeling would be like. But you don't have to keep the baby. You can give the baby up for adoption. And I said, what about the system? What about the system? I'm pretty sure the system would be a whole lot better than death. I mean, I know a lot of people in my generation talk about wanting to die and depression and anxiety and all this extra shit. But we all know that they don't really want to die, because if it actually came down to it, I don't think they were able to accomplish anything they wanted to accomplish. But to say that Christianity is the only religion that has a problem with abortion, again, is a lie. It's a joke. You're just singling out Christianity. Why? Because you don't like it. Someone that was a Christian challenged you on something and you didn't like it. You probably lost. It's Anna fucking Kasparian. She can't hold a conversation without raising her octave at least 17 motherfucking octaves, bro.
Don't care about your goddamn religion. I'm so tired of having nonstop.
And don't get this twisted. She purposely said, I don't care about your goddamn religion. She purposely did that. Now you might ask yourself, why would she do it purposely? Because she's purposely insulting Christianity here. She's purposely going out on a limb to be loud and obnoxious and boisterous, to get her point across. And all her point is to try to offend you, to try to make you mad. That's why she's like, I don't care about your goddamn religion. Because everyone knows when you're a Christian, you really don't say goddamn. In my show, you might hear me say goddamn. It's goddamn, not goddamn. I ain't going to say the Lord's name in vain. And I'm pretty sure in other religions, you don't say the Lord's name in vain. But let's be honest, I don't think Anna Kasparian I don't think she believes in any higher power. I believe she believes in what some would say is the green dollar power. You know what I mean?
Conversations about what the Bible says. You live your life in the way that you interpret the Bible. Again, I don't care. But you don't get to take the Bible and tell me, well, the Bible says this in this chapter and this verse. I don't care. I don't.
But in a lot of ways, when people go to refer to a religion, what they're referring to might be fitting what's going on. They might be able to tell you, like, hey, I found solace in this. You might too. To go off on a limb and be like, I don't care. You sound mad like a 7-year-old. You sound like you can't have a conversation outside of what you want to talk about, only what you want to talk about. But let's be honest, it's the Young Turks. That's what they do. That's what they're good at. That's how they've made their bread and butter as a fucking station. It's not shocking to me. It's not surprising. One of the fucking weirdest things to me is when people single out Christianity, but they don't single out any other religion as if Christianity is the only religion. Except as if Christianity is the only religion that has Bible thumpers. And when I say Bible thumpers, I do bunny ears. Because just because someone wants to talk about God doesn't mean they're trying to thump the Bible on you. Just because they're talking about God doesn't mean they're trying to force Christianity down your throat. I've never met a Christian that walks up to a door and knocks on the door and is like, hey, do you want to talk about God for a second? That's why motherfuckers run from Jehovah's Witnesses. That's why motherfuckers make fun of Mormons. Like, let's be honest. Instead of bullshitting your audience and just yelling into the camera, why don't you try to be honest for once? Why don't you try to actually do some fucking work, some research, something that actually grasps people instead of just an echo chamber of non-stop bullshit and hate and rage, because that's all she's really got. Anna Kasparian has a lot in common with Biden. They both say shit that they shouldn't say. They both have done next to nothing in their careers respectively. And when they get the mic, they don't know when to shut the fuck up. In some cases, I think Biden's rambling is worse than Trump's. Now, Trump said some offhanded things, don't get me wrong. But at least he said things that made fucking sense. Might have pissed you off, might have offended you, but it made enough sense to do that. Biden leaves most of us guessing, and Anna Kasparian leaves most of us like trying to, comfort our ears after hearing to her punk ass yell into the mic. Let's keep it 1,000, baby. And this is the last one I got, man.
You guys have this same issue that I do. I work at a blue-collar job, which means a lot of my coworkers are Republicans or conservatives.
And this guy is not a conservative. And I'm going to drop off what I said right rip. I had said to him, because he thinks that conservatives, when they go out, let him say it, actually.
Which means they blatantly say shit that they think everybody else believes all the time. For the most part.
Now, as a conservative in a Democratic stronghold, when I go to work, I'm fully aware when I say some conservative shit, I might get some backlash. But I'll be 100% honest. I don't give a fuck if you care about what I say or if they give a fuck about what I got to say. I'm going to say it regardless. But to try to say that conservatives go out of their way to be boisterous and loud and try to say and get their shit across really doesn't make a whole lot of motherfucking sense unless you're in a Republican state. See, I'm not in a Republican state, so I don't get that luxury of hearing conservatives talk openly about conservative news. I get a lot of Democratic bullshit, and then I got to check them on certain things. Like when someone tries to tell me that Obama was one of the best presidents, when in reality he was one of the worst fucking presidents, sometimes you got to school a motherfucker right quick.
I try and hide my kind of liberal kind of politics and all that shit just because it kind of creates a lot of fucking issues at work, right? Most of them are starting to figure out that I don't fucking identify with their politics. And yesterday, I think I made a huge mistake. During a meeting yesterday, our supervisor was complaining about how he saw a headline on Facebook saying that the Oregon governor was going to make masks permanent forever.
Now, the Oregon governor, Kate Brown, a lot like with their mayor, Ted Wheeler, are both horrible human beings. They've both done nothing for Oregon except drain the motherfucking state of tax-paying money and let Antifa run wild and slap its dick all over the fucking state however it's seen fit. Now, this young cat probably was in Portland, probably was in Seattle during the George Floyd uprising when it was crossing the motherfucking nation. And he probably sided with it. That's probably why he feels the way he feels. Because he's a fucking beta. If you cannot have a conversation peacefully with the opposition, you're a fucking beta, bruh. There ain't shit else to it. You a beta. That's cool, you a beta.
And all the other conservative coworkers were freaking out saying this is proof the virus is fake. Now, to calm everybody down.
And see that right there. When he says all the other coworkers were saying the virus was fake. It was fake, it was fake, it was fake. You got no proof of that. Now, I'll take what you said about your boss with a grain of salt. But I'm not going to believe what you're saying about your coworkers. Because you don't have no motherfucking proof. And it sounds like you're trying to make the story a little bit more juicy than what it was, player.
Just said, hey guys, that doesn't make any sense. That would be political suicide. Now they want.
And when he says political suicide for Kate Brown to instate a mandatory mask mandate, it wouldn't be political suicide, seeing as how Oregon is a rather blue state. So the Republicans of the state might boot, shoot, and boogie the fuck up out of that motherfucker. But the Democrats probably would love it.
Do that. Now, being a conservative, the supervisor went, well, it is a liberal state, that's what they do. Then I made the huge mistake of saying you can't just slap liberal on it and make it make sense. And you should have seen the looks I got from everybody.
And see, that's one of the reasons I had to argue this, because what do you mean you can't slap liberal on it and make it make sense? It does make sense. It's fucking Oregon. Antifa would not exist if it didn't have what it has in the fucking Northwest. If Antifa wasn't allowed to grow and strive and thrive in the Northwest. It damn sure wouldn't have became a terrorist group. But I mean, Seattle had the motherfucking Chaz. Oregon had another type of Chaz in a motherfucking neighborhood. So to have this dumb motherfucker try to spew this shit just shows I don't think he knows much about politics. I think he catches a little bit here and there. I think he goes to work and probably hears some people that know a little bit more about politics than him talk about him, and he may or may not try to put his 2 cents in, and it doesn't make a whole lot of motherfucking sense. Because he doesn't sound like he knows what he's talking about.
Do any of you guys have this?
And the next guy is one of my favorite. Like right here, it says, conservatives don't care if you like what they say or not. They give 0 fucks because that's the truth. Next one was the conservatives here in Oregon. Get off on hating on Kate Brown. They're becoming really whatever. Now, this is the guy that I like to, one of the guys I like to crack on. Gonna make Biden seem as if he's some badass. Because he didn't go to the UK and across the country and make us look like assholes, right? He had a gaffe during every motherfucking conversation he had. Guy doesn't want to talk about that. And not only that, Biden will never, ever, 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 ever cross the DNZ. Period. And that right there, Trump walking across the DNC, flat out slaps down anything Biden has ever done internationally, ever. Ever. You radical fucks. Then this guy right here. When you're the only leftist and the whole family is talking politics. Now see, he wants to be the center of attention, right? And I can see that. I can see that just from just the way you look, bruh. You look like you got to be the center of attention no matter where you go. That's probably why one of your hashtags is bi. Because you want people to relate to you. But most of the homies that I know, folk, would flat out say this: you're gay. And I'm going to pause. Like, damn, bro, you just said that shit? Yeah, I did. You either like guys or you like girls, bro. Girls might be able to get with that bi shit. But guys normally don't get away with it. Because most of the guys that I knew that are bisexual end up with dudes. And then they'll tell you, I was gay, I just thought I liked girls, bro. There's a huge difference between dick and pussy. And you can't really compare the two except they're both sexual organs. So, I mean, come on now. And this is harsh, this is also harsh, but it's the truth. He probably has some pretty out there lefty views, right? Especially picking the song that he picked, wanting to be the center of attention when the whole family is talking politics. He's not saying they're getting rowdy. He's not saying they're getting mad. He's not saying anything like that. He's not even saying that they're conservative. But what he is saying is, when the conversation has to happen, he has to take over all of the attention, like most of the progressive and radical assholes that we know. Funny how that works, isn't it? And to finish off this beautiful episode, what you see on the screen, what you seen on the screen was from a past episode. It was about having men's guns taken away in the curfew, and those comments, you can look up Jenny Jones, and you'll find that video on TikTok. I'm sure you can find it elsewhere. Those comments were of people that were okay with men having to take a 6 o'clock curfew and be in the house. Women saying, imagine how it would be to have a women's night all night. Imagine the safety. As if men don't get attacked, as if men don't get beat up, as if men don't get shot. I mean, I'm pretty sure the statistic, men face more violent crime than women do, but yet they're going to put all men away in the house. Anyways, to finish out this motherfucking video, this Biden bullshit, I got this gem. Let's rock it.
And are there people who, in the Democratic Party, who want to
Are there people in the Democratic Party that want to defund the police? Oh, hell yes, there are. There's more Democrats that want to defund the police than there's not. Let's keep it a buck. Now, he's going to ask, are there people in the Republican Party who think we're sucking the blood out of kids? Oh, man, that's a steep one. And why do I say it like that? It's funny. It is funny. It's funny as fuck to me. Because I don't really believe that. I think they're evil, yes. But I don't think they're evil enough to try to suck blood out of kids evil. I don't believe Joe Biden or Nancy Pelosi's Dracula. Hillary Clinton could be, though. But I don't think Pelosi or Biden got the stones for it. But he asked that instead of answering the question.
Republican Party, you think we're sucking the blood out of kids?
I'm not sure. Are there people in the Democratic Party?
See, he just walks away from the question, and that's typical Biden. Ain't got no answers. Gonna throw out some bullshit and run away. Now, I know for a fact there's a lot of people that when QAnon was out and doing this thing, a lot of people did believe in a lot of these things. Not that they still don't, but I didn't. And I know a lot of other Republicans and conservatives that didn't. Now, a lot of us made jokes about that shit. But it's not at the expense of children. It's at the expense of these evil fucks that we have to deal with that we've put in power. Because I don't think I've ever met a person that isn't wanting to stop sex trafficking or molesting children. I don't think I've ever met a person that's okay with any of that shit. And if I had, I probably whooped the ass. That's the truth. Because I'm not okay with that shit. But for Biden to completely dodge a question that is realistically, it's realistic. Why would you just not answer it? It makes me think, did Democrats really get all hot and bothered about that? And if they did, that's hilarious. That a couple jokes got so big and so bad, you motherfuckers really thought people was out here thinking you drank blood? Now, people really think Hillary Clinton them do that adrenochrome shit. I'm not saying shit's not possible. I just don't personally buy it unless I was able to see it or see some evidence of it. But for Biden asking that, he definitely knows there's Democrats that want to defund the police and want to get rid of the police force. Ilhan Omar and AOC are okay with abolishing it altogether. Let that be known. On those notes, you already know what it is. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode of Biden bullshit. And whatever little turds I could sprinkle in there for you. Stay blazed, stay blessed, stay safe. Like, comment, subscribe, do that thing if you can. Share. You already know what it is. If you comment, I do interact back. Might not be today, it could be tomorrow or next week, but I do get back, homie. You already know what it is. Peace.